Hi, everybody. How's it going? Happy Thursday, which means it's almost estate sale day. Well, we have a lot of estate sales that start on Thursdays here. And I actually like those because you got Thursday and Friday while everybody else is working to hit the ones that maybe the other people can't hit, because there's a lot of people that are resellers but that work full-time jobs besides their reselling jobs, right? So I've talked about ephemera before. I will talk about ephemera again and again and again, because honestly, it is my favorite thing to get. And I have a lot of it, and I'm going to continue getting a lot of it, and hopefully I will continue to get it listed. But today was a great day because I literally listed something that I drafted last night, and within 15 minutes it was sold. So I'll talk to you about that here in a minute. I don't know why it's doing that. All right, so let's see. Lisa, I don't know if you're still in here, but you were the first one up. So good for you. Happy Thursday. Karen, I heart ephemera too. Glenn, how are you, buddy? How's your week been? I hope it's been good. Callie Debs, how are you doing, girl? Anna, oh, I got a story about Anna. The poor thing. April, how are you? Ephemera is on your list of items to deep dive into this year and learn. It's easy to learn. Ephemera is easy to learn. So, and I am going to play a little video. So if I get demonetized for it, I don't care, because I want you guys to learn. And I didn't put it in the description down below, but I will. Let's see. Ephemera. Karen again. Glenn, make sure you guys use live chat. And I think it's because they changed it from top chat. Oh, I got to go over here to this one. Get out of top chat and use live chat. Otherwise, you don't get to see everything, right? So thanks for reminding everybody, Glenn, about that. Hi, Sherry. Something new for her to learn about. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. Absolutely. Poor Sherry. I left the box that I got all of this stuff. She and I went to an estate sale last Friday by my favorite estate sale company other than my friend Barbara, the Rusty Trunk. And we walked up and there was old magazines, and Sherry's like, I'll leave you to your paper. I'm going inside. And I'm like, okay, I'll see you. Poor Sherry. She'll learn it sooner or later. She hangs around me long enough. Hi, Kathy. Your name is Ethel, and I love old paper. My name is Lucy, and I love you, Ethel. How are you doing? Old car brochures sell. Oh, yeah. Boy, I just listed one, as a matter of fact, from a VW Bug. Hi, Sharon. How are you? Need to learn. Found a big box of my mom's garage. Oh, heck yeah, girl. I'll tell you what. All right. So let me pull this up. What is ephemera? I put a description. Did I put a link, or did I write the whole thing out? The definition of ephemera per Wikipedia down below, which, on Wikipedia, anybody can come in. I feel like I've lost. There we go. That's better. Is that better? Hi, Beth. How are you? Thanks for showing up. I know you watch. So let me move this over here, and we'll just share it. Let's see if okay, there we go. All right. As a matter of fact, let's do this. Ephemera are transitory creations which are not meant to be retained or preserved. Its etymological origins extends to ancient Greece, with the common definition of the word being the minor transient documents of everyday life. Ambiguous ambiguous in nature, various interpretations of, well, I can't talk, of ephemera and related items have been contended, including menus, newspapers, postcards, posters, sheet music, stickers, and Valentines. Stickers, did you hear that? Hi, Harry. Hi, Boatman, Maria. Hello, everybody. Hi, Amy. So, since the printing revolution, ephemera has been a long-standing element of everyday life. Some ephemera are ornate, acquiring prestige, whereas others are minimal and notably utilitarian. Virtually all conceptions of ephemera make note of the matter's disposability. Ephemera has long been collected by the likes of families, hobbyists, and curators, with certain instances of ephemera intended to be collected. Literature by collectors and societies has been contributed to a greater willingness to preserve ephemera, which is now ubiquitous in archives and library collections. Ephemera has seen academic interest as a beneficial prospect to humanities, and for its own sake, illustrating or providing insight into diverse matters, such as those of sociological, cultural, or anthropological, I am educated, backgrounds. That was a lot. That was a lot. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to play this video. It is from Abe Books. Those of you who know, those of you who don't, I don't want that setting. I want that setting. Abe Books is owned by Amazon. Hello. Miss Chrissy, how are you? So when I hear people tell me, oh, that's a comp from Abe Books, that doesn't matter. It does matter. Abe Books, if you are getting comps from somebody on Abe's books, they go into a lot of detail, and there's lots of times where I can't find what I'm looking for, and it's on Abe Books. So use all of the resources that you have and the references that you have to find. You're poopered out. I bet you are. So I'm going to play this real quick. Uh-oh, I wonder if it's gonna. Okay, let's play this. And it's not very long. Hello. All right. Let me know if you can hear it. You can't hear it? I wonder why it does that. I wonder why it does that. I can fix that.
So, what is ephemera? Well, you probably threw some away earlier today. Ephemera are objects created to be used for a short time only. A newspaper, for instance, for a single day. A postman can be used for a single event. A luggage label is used for a single journey. The word is Greek in origin, and the strictest definition refers to something that lasts just for a day. But a calendar would also be considered ephemera, even though it is used for 12 months. This book, the Encyclopedia of Ephemera, wonderfully describes it as the minor transient documents of everyday life. So, ephemera includes adverts, bank checks, birthday cards, bookmarks, brochures, cinema lobby cards, invitations,
I know
luggage
it's
labels,
not.
magazines and periodicals, manuscripts from letters to movie scripts, maps, menus, newspapers, pamphlets, postcards, posters, programs, stock bonds, tickets, timetables, trade catalogues, and several hundred more objects. Now, ephemera is much more than just tomorrow's garbage. It's precisely because these things are thrown away that they can become so interesting and potentially collectible. If something is scarce, or perhaps even unique, or has cultural or historical significance, or is connected with a person of significance, then that piece of ephemera can become collectible. A movie poster, the D.W. Griffith's iconic Birth of a Nation from 1921, a movie contract signed by Marilyn Monroe, a postcard from Einstein, a letter written by Karl Marx. So think twice before you throw something away.
All right, that was kind of hinky. I wonder why. It is. Oh, shoot, I lost whatever I was losing my mind. I wonder why it is that it won't pick up on that sound. So I will put the link to that. I should have just copied it just now while I had it up. I'll put the link to that down below because that is probably the best explanation that I have heard. I have heard a lot of different explanations of ephemera, but basically, and a lot of people like to link books into ephemera. They are made of paper. They are disposable, as we know, but they were meant to be around for a while. Most ephemera is meant to be disposed of within, a day, like a movie ticket or a concert ticket or something like that, right? So, and photos, if you want, hi Donna, if you want to think about it, photos are they're paper, they're disposable, but we kept them for years. So, were they made to be a single use thing? Well, yeah, one person gets it, right? I was gonna grab this link and put it in the chat real quick while I'm thinking about it, so at least you guys have it. It's nothing like, so there's the link to that little video I just showed you. But as we become more and more technologically advanced in however you want to call it, how many of you guys get pictures printed out anymore? How many have pictures printed out? If you go to estate sales, you will always find photos. I just got everything that I'm going to show you that we're going to talk about. Some of it I already have listed. I got it all at the same estate sale. I bought a box, which I took to storage. Well, I've got it all sorted into here now. So, but I bought a box for $10. They had $1 on every item in there. Had I spent $1 on every item in there, it would have been $120 some or something like that. And then I got these. This is a cabinet card. Why is it a cabinet card? Because it's on a hard piece of paper. And usually it will have the signature or the incoming. You got to pay attention. Okay.
Hello.
He's got blue lips. You better pick him up and so everybody can say hi. You can almost hardly pick him up now, huh? Dr. Pepper. Woo! That wear you out?
Yes, he is getting bigger.
Would you go get a washcloth and clean your face off, please? Thank you. Bye. See ya. Doesn't take much to get rid of him. Shay, take your doggo and shut the door, please. You have two older oh, really? You have two older pattern books, McCall's and Simplicity. I looked last night and can find no comps. Oh, they're there. Those are worse than those are what era? 20s, 30s, the what did you say they were? McCall's and Simplicity. Let me see. Let's go in here and check them out because that's what we're doing today. Talking about stuff. You're glad your mom saved your family albums. Hi, Lulu. How are you? A couple of them are around 200 years old. Wow. Wow. Okay. Just the 2000s? Well, I guess I'm not sharing, am I? There's a pattern book. Got that on there. So here's a Simplicity catalog on Etsy. Oh, I hate it when there's a bunch of them on. So the catalog store counter pattern, that's what you have, I'm assuming. And $98. This one's from 1969, but this is basically what you have, right? Y2K, the 2000s are hot right now, so yours might sell for pretty good. So let's see what Simplicity catalog store counter pattern book. Let's do this. Sometimes you have to improvise, right? And change your search words. So, and we could go 2001. Let's put 2001 in there and see what we come up with. Simplicity Patterns Catalog Store Counter Display Book Volume 2 2022. Somebody has for $29.71. Hi, Mia. Let's see. Stopping and hit the thumbs up. You're having a hard couple of days post your surgery, I bet. Okay. Thanks, girlfriend. And I saw somebody else pop in here. Hello. Blue lips and all. Yep. All right. Does that help, Kathy? Just sometimes you just have to fart around with your words. And how many of you guys use Google Lens on your phone? Old Sears catalogs. Oh, crud, wouldn't you know it? You got to watch these things. This one is 1902 edition, but this one I won't sell. I'll keep this one for myself. It was republished in 1969. Sears Roebuck. These are amazing. Just the pictures on them. But I have one from Montgomery Ward's that I don't think I have it here. Pretty sure I do not have it here. Got some nursery rhymes. Anybody interested in some nursery rhymes? I'm going to show you some ephemera that you guys maybe wouldn't pick up. Maybe a lot of people wouldn't pick up. Old phone books. I have sold old phone books. You have an old phone. You can't Google Lens. Well, come on, Glenn. Buy yourself a treat and get yourself a new phone. The old McCall's catalogs, but dumb brother. Oh no. Oh well. Can't have everything. At least he donated them, we hope. Old phone books are money, especially from certain areas. Like I have sold several old phone books for in the $400 ranges each. So, thank you, Mrs. Murphy. How you doing today? So we went to this estate sale, and the papers that Sherry was talking about, I already have them all listed for these, and I paid for these separately. This is actually, I wouldn't have known what it was, but he's holding a French horn. And this is actually from like 1949. Yep, 1949. So this is listed. After I list my ephemera, and sometimes even before, depending on what condition it's in, if it's brittle and breaking, I put them in a bag. The more expensive stuff I put in archival bags. These ones right here, I actually got for patterns. Archival Methods. That's where I get mine from. No, there's no link below because I'm not that person. Sorry. Maybe I will be someday. So this size right here, I get a lot of that size because it fits for anything. Will fit. This isn't a pattern. It's actually a journal. But the patterns, and if you really want to get the vintage, this is bigger than a pattern. It's not going to fit in there. If you really want to get the vintage gals going, and well, maybe this is the wrong size, whatever. And you put your patterns in one of these, they will love you, love you, love you, and they will come back. Hey, LaDonna, how are you? Gonna go out and check the baby cows. Okie doke, see you later. So it's important to have these archival bags. I'm really kind of trying to figure out why. Did I get the wrong size this time? Oh, that's gonna be fun. However, there's all different sizes of. I have a big box of patterns over here that I need to patterns, right? Patterns were meant to be used pretty much once. I have patterns, the Oregon Farmer Pattern Department from 1966. Hey Todd, would archival sleeves preserve me? I don't know. Let me know, and I'll put myself in one too. And another reason that I got those is because I have a lot of these bigger magazines. This is the one I listed, this magazine, and it sold 15 minutes later. There aren't any other ones of this out there, this particular volume. And the last one sold for $32 and some cents. So I listed mine for $49.99, knowing it would hit my sale. And I always have best offer on. Somebody literally sent me an offer for $32.01, and I sent him back an offer for $44.99. And I said, I'm sorry, I just listed it. And he literally bought it right after I did that. So, and it's not in beautiful condition. Look, it's missing that. These ads, people are after the ads, but this magazine, you guys keep your eyes open for this magazine. Look, it's always got some article in it that somebody's after, and some of these look magazines can go for a lot of money. You put all your patterns in the sleeves a few years ago. Were they the archival patterns, the archival sleeves, or were they just plastic sleeves? Because there's a difference. And I don't think you're stupid, so I figure they're probably archival. This magazine has sold several times, this particular version. There's nothing super naughty in there. Like there's no full nudity or anything like that. This is from 1952. But there's a picture of Marilyn Monroe in here, and nobody else that has it noted that has sold this has noted that there's a picture of Marilyn Monroe in there, and I didn't put the full picture in there. I just put the picture of her face because there's more, and there's a little bit of an article on there. This is a Boy Scout magazine from 1959. So this particular cover is by why can't I think of their name? But this is sought after because each one of these little things has a meaning to it. And then this would not fit in my archival. This is the Illustrated London News from April 29th, 1939, but it's the New York World's Fair. And this is in amazing condition. So I paid $5 for this. Why? Because of the condition that it's in, and because I know what it'll sell for, and because I knew that it was going to go in the garbage if it didn't get sold. This the New Yorker, that is a pretty famous picture by Ray Irvine, Ree Irvine. It's called The Nightmare. So sometimes it's the could be what's on the cover that people are after. George magazine. If you guys don't know about George magazine, look it up when we're done here. Write it down. George. It was a magazine that JFK Jr. started, and some of his magazines, I've sold several of them, can go in the thousands of dollars if you find the right ones. The thing for me about ephemera is I have a hard time listing some of the more obscure things, because how do you do the research? How do you look them up? Who's going to be wanting it? There's a lot of ephemera out there that people are buying. The fair, it is beautiful. That magazine, and here's another thing, right? If you love that stuff for yourself, then I got caught up in, I literally took a ton of pictures. Girl Scout badges, thinking of wall hanging. You could get a shadow box. You can go online, but I don't know. You can get a shadow box and put them in there. A lot of people will you can get a shadow box that's made for basketball, football jerseys. You could put her shirt in it. Let's see if that'll come up. See this right here? Why is that not coming up? Joanne Fabrics even has them online. Collector's Museum 24 by 30 inch black jersey display case. So you could put her whole outfit in there and all of her patches if you wanted to. Hi, Courtney. How you doing? Does that make sense? Can't figure out a lot of my lot bins find 1880 bound copy of Harper's new monthly magazine. Well, does that help you out, Kathy? $18.80 antique. There you go. Harper's new monthly magazine, December 1880, number 367. And if that's a monthly and that's number 367, that tells you how far back it goes. And they have it in a Ziploc bag, which is better than nothing, right? Because you can see that it's become brittle. Also, you guys, don't stick fabric softener sheets or stuff like that in these items if they have a smell to them. If you have an area that's dry that you can leave them out, whether it's in a cardboard box or a tote, or you can put them in a tote with a bag filled full of freshly ground coffee. And when I say a bag, I mean a cotton sock. Grind the coffee. It could just be the cheapest brand you can get. Grind your coffee, put it in the sock, take your stuff that smells, stick it in a tote with the sock, and that will help. Also, a lot of times the freezer will help. Well, you can't put something like this in the freezer because it needs to be in a bag, right? Well, if it's in a bag, you're not going to get the smell out. And if you don't put it in a bag, then it's going to get humid, right? Because the freezer's got frozen stuff in it. Yours is bad too. Who cares if it's bad? Because you know why? I'll tell you why. Thanks for asking. People buy these not only for the age of them, but they will buy them to use for junk journals. They'll buy them to use for, hi Patty, wood, ground coffee. I don't know how you smell, Todd. Maybe use some Earl Grey tea. Oh, you're cracking me up. Even if you have a old stack of a lot of stuff like this, put it up for auction. Start it out at $20. Mind your what you have though. Make sure, because if it's educational, then you can use media mail. Something like this, you cannot use media mail on. This has to go first class or priority because it's got advertisements in it, and we're not going to see any advertisements because they have it in a Ziploc bag. Here's some more. This is a lot of them. I have some of these too. For $79. Is this the same person? Because these are in archival bags. Okay. I'm looking at the back part of it. I honestly try to take all of my pictures before I put them in a bag, because you can see this one down here on the left-hand side has quite a few condition issues. And they could be falling apart. So, but then I try to put in the description that they're going to get the bag. Hello. So junk journals, right? Look at these, you guys. 200 plus. Here you go, Sharon. 200 plus pieces, paper ephemera pack, junk journal kit, vintage ephemera, old book pages, junk journal ephemera. So there you go. That'll give you, and then she's showing all the different little pieces. Do you sell on Whatnot, Sharon? That kind of stuff would be great for a Whatnot sale, right? I don't know what the hand cream. I don't know why she has that in there, but, and you know what? These aren't old. These look like they're pre-printed, which that's okay. These aren't old pieces of paper. These are things that she maybe does and sells print on demand. Yep. Eclectic collection of printed memorabilia. Your chicken. Come on, you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. If Courtney can do it, you can do it. We can do it. You can do it. You don't have to show your face, right? All of this stuff right here is ephemera. I did not pay $3 each. I did maybe pay more than I needed to. This is a lenticular. Do you guys know what that is? Not that I think any of you are stupid, but I don't want to leave anybody out. This was a sticker, but can you hear that? Lenticular will change. It's got that. I don't know how well. This isn't going to do it for the camera, but lenticular will change. Like that guy will, one of them will disappear, or he changes what he, oh, there we go. It's this way. Fun ephemera. This right here is fun. It's 100% fun. And the reason why I bought it, and I did pay a little more than I probably should have, but I'm not worried about that, is there's a lot of stuff in here that was send away cereal ephemera pieces. And literally these are from my childhood, because the girls that were having this estate sale, they were my age, their kids are my age. And it was just like, this is sun-kissed fun fruits. It's one of those right on it with a thing. And then you pull the little, if I can get it, I can't, you guys know what I'm talking about, but there's all kinds of stuff in here that's like that. And so fruit Winkies, this is the same thing, right on it. You would get this in your little, can write on it with your finger or whatever. So all of this stuff was meant to not be around. Roll Upo paint set. This is cool. You would get these and it had the little cheapo paint on it. You could have a magic slate. Thank you. You collect flickers, lenticulars. They're cool. So when I see stuff like this, plus I already know that I can sell this box that it's in for $12, which is about what I paid for everything in here. So it was a win-win because I've sold these boxes before. And this box is even cooler because it's a negative file. It's a file to put your negatives in. So that was a double whammy right there. All right. So don't walk by the paper, or do if it's not something that interests you. And I started collecting ephemera years ago, and I have a very large collection of it. Hi, Ty. You collect just about everything. I collect it long enough to get it listed and sold. I don't keep a lot of stuff. Very few things. Don't be negative. You're Did you have coffee or chocolate or candy or something, Todd? You're very talkative today. I like it. So let's go back to pictures, right? Pictures, a lot of people include in ephemera, and you can, but there's all different kinds of pictures. This one is really cool. To Margaret with love, Floyd, I think. Yeah. This all came from the same estate, but the best one was, I got to get these listed because I am going to list them. I would almost love to keep this one because it's just gorgeous. The best part about this one is all the names. Look at this. And what I was started to say about that cabinet card is they almost all have the name of the studio where they were taken. So if you collect these and you find these and you get a big lot of them, you can sometimes at least track down the area where they came from. Like this one does say Portland, Oregon on it. So that's, I mean, I bought it in Portland, Oregon, so that's kind of cool, but that doesn't mean anything, right? Whiskey. That's it. That'll do it. So, I mean, you'll find people move, right? People could have been in New York and they moved to Texas, and then they moved to Florida, and then they moved to Alaska, and then they moved wherever, especially people that are in the military, they move all the time. So pictures are a big thing, and cabinet cards are a huge thing. So those are a few. Let's just look at that. Some people sell them for dirt cheap. Look down here. How to date old cabinet card photographs. Isn't that funny? So you can go in here and I can do this. because I have my 3 screens up now. There you go. There's the link to that. And so you can go right down here, and this gal or guy, Charity Powell, that's who that one is. History and culture genealogy. They will walk you through how to, you were able to get the new computer. Woohoo! How to date a cabinet card. That's pretty cool. I have a little, what I'll do is I'll go right here and I'll go down here and I'll put in my ephemera research. I'll put it in there and then I have it. So I have stuff set up to help me do research on different things. So that's pretty cool. You can go to Wikipedia and it's going to tell you about cabinet cards, right? If cabinet, people love these things. And let me just tell you something, that pictures of dead people. Do you guys see dead people? I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing here. Post-mortem are what they're called. Go for a lot of money. Vintage. That's a scary looking one. I don't know about that one. Lots of times, this is what you'll see. This little girl right here probably passed away and somebody is holding her. And you'll see ones like this, the baby passed away and they're all super low. Oh, how sad. That is so sad. This is what's called, no, it's not. This baby right here passed away. Does not look dead. Sorry, it's just sad. What the hey, Miss Jennifer Hayes, how are you? Let's see, was it 5 years? Jennifer just finished, completed, past 5 years of sobriety. I am so proud of you, girlfriend. That has got to be a thing. Anyway, if you guys want to know, she's one of my girls. Dead Fred site is good for finding relatives. Huh. I don't want to find any of my relatives. I know where they all are. Oh my gosh, that's kind of creepy. Creepy. The vintage art of post-mortem photography, dressing and posing with the dead. Okay, there you go. So post-mortem pictures and then vintage. I'm just giving you a few categories in the pictures. These photos, this one really isn't. Hello. Open up here. Antique, vintage, hidden mother, father. This picture, I don't know why it did that. Back here in the back, the mom and the dad are behind holding the babies. So that's a hidden. There's better ones like this one. That's cute. They're sitting on mom's lap. You can see her legs. Like, that's hilarious. Why wouldn't the mom just be there in the picture? And these ones are like so obvious. Mom's back over here holding. That's a hidden mom one, right? You can, she's hiding behind the chair. A lot of alleged memento mori pictures have been disproven. Oh, I agree with you. I agree with you totally. But you will find them. Here's another good hidden mom one. and then this one. That's hilarious. Right here. Look at the look on her face. I'm sorry. I'm having too much fun with this one. All right. So that's enough of that. Oh, but there are quite a few hidden. There are quite a few postmortem. Something's going on here. This is not. Let me put my desk down. That's better. Well, if you've ever worked in a hospital or a nursing home and taken care of a person after they've died, not everybody looks the same when they die. And I'm telling you that from personal experience. So, all right. A few other things that I just need to take photos of that were in this box that I paid $10 for. And one item out of there, I don't care what it is. I listed some cookbooks too. Those will sell. That would have been you in every picture. Ty, that's hilarious. This right here, I'm going to list it for $80. Anybody know what this is for? Anybody? I'm just going to hold it here. Directions of playing Chinese Game of Four Winds, Sung San Chai, Hong Kong. Anybody have any idea what that game is? If I give you a hint. No? Oh, Kathy. Kathy, you got it. A lot of people spell it wrong. I just listed one. I literally just listed one for $900 a couple of days ago. It's in my store. But this is instructions on how to play the Chinese Game of Four Winds, and there's only a couple out there available for this one, but they're not by this particular company, which is in Hong Kong, which is called Ivory and Fishbone. Or wait a minute, what's the name? Sparrow Playing Cards is who made this one. There's lots of different Mahong games, different games that you can play with the Mahong sets, right? I bought this. If you guys ever see one of these checkers, one of your biggest bowl, did you sell one, Courtney? Did I miss that? Someone's making me an offer. I may just take it. I want. See if it'll come up. Seriously. Did I spell that wrong? M-A-H. Oh, yes, I did. Oh, I didn't. Did I spell it wrong? Why is this not coming up? Let's see. Let's do that. That's going to come up with every game that I have. I don't even know if I put game in the title. Oh, I have way too many games. These games need to be sold. It's not going to come up in that. It should have been one of the first ones. It's pretty bad. Oh, it's pretty bad when you list something and you can't even remember what it's called. I paid $45 for this at an estate sale. There you go. It had everything except for the card holders, and I don't believe those are the original dice. And I actually used semi-chrome polish. That is how you test. And it's the racks that are Bakelite. The tiles on this one are Catalan, I think is what it's called. Anyway, so this book is an instruction for playing one of those games. And there aren't very many of them out there to purchase. And this was actually, I think this was actually in the box. Yeah, these were all in the box. How many of you guys actually would pick up a whole box of paper? And you can see that this is one of those, it's like a file box, right? You can fold it flat, put it in the back of your car and put your groceries in it, right? It's full. It's full. And all of this stuff, and I walked up the stairs of this estate sale, and it was an older house just like mine. When I walked up, over here was just a little tiny, I don't know, maybe 2.5, 3 feet area where they had some bookshelves. You pick it all up. Look at you. Score. If it's something that you can't figure out how to sell, you can lot it up and do a big ephemera lot. You two girls buy from Donna, and she does that a lot too. And I will be, you want to, starting to figure out ephemera. Ephemera is a good, you can buy a box of ephemera for stuff like that. Like I said, they add $1 each on all of these. This thing I'm going to be listing for $89. I have the draft done. This is a playbill from Joe's Bananas Beach Blanket Babylon. This is the longest running Broadway show ever. It went from 1970, I did my research, 1974 until New Year's Eve 2019. And there's only one other person that has this out there, and he's got his listed for $89.99. Mine will sell before his will, because mine will go into my sale, and it'll sell that way. And then here's some playbills sell for a lot of money, some don't. This is the Danish Royal Theater. How did I know that? Google Translate with your phone. Google Images, and then you hit translate, and it will show you all of this stuff. I even saved the image so you guys could see it. You can do that with, let's see. See, because all of that is in Dutch theater and the KGL theater program. So if you're not using Google Images, which is this one, boy, right there, and you need to get a new phone, Glenn, so that you can do it, then that's pretty cool. All right. I learned a lot of maps to list. Yes. And anything in a tube have some great old maps to list and sign art in an ugly cardboard tube? 100%. Most people won't take the time to pull things out of the tube, or even just to go through a bucket full of posters, right? I'll look at all of them. I'll stand there and I'll look at all of them. It's that last one that you didn't look at that's going to be worth the money. I have 2 lithographs that I bought here a couple of weeks ago, and I literally cannot find anything on the company. And there, I even have the certificate of authenticity, but I cannot find anything on this company whatsoever. So I will persist over time, and I will find it. Did you guys get any of the Pepsi Peep? The Pepsi Peeps? Did you guys get any of it? There's not. You might want to check the comps out on those. These are going to sit here for a while until everybody runs out. All right. So what else did I get? What's funny about this box is the more and more and more I sat at the dining room table and I pulled all this stuff up, and I made piles. I just sorted through it all, and I made piles. Oh, heck no. These are the kind, this guy is out of his freaking gourd. He's offering me $50 for a, let's show you. Pelican Graphics calligraphy set, 60 nibs, original case, box instructions, made in Germany. He's offering me $50 for that. It's not going to happen. What do I have it for? $134.99. That's what you can buy it for, buddy. Does that mean? Am I being mean? That's okay. I have broad shoulders. Sir, right? Oh, for crying out loud. What is wrong with people? More than we'll ever know. I learned a lot about this person in the first 20 minutes of being in the house. Sherry was wandering around looking at all the linens, because we just talked about linens, and she got some amazing linens, by the way, and everything else. And I was literally going through paper. It was funny because I started to go through this box of paper, and oh, do you really? Wow. Oh, there are ways to get that off. I started to make a pile because I was thinking to myself, I don't need all of this stuff. You just ordered Pepsi Peeps. And then I kept looking, and I kept looking, and I kept looking, and my pile was getting bigger. And finally I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to put all this stuff back in the box. And all I could think of is I can sell a lot of this stuff on Whatnot. Why would you not, if you're selling on other platforms as a seller, me as a seller to you guys as sellers or as buyers, why would I not buy the whole box and get an offer from them? $10, you can't turn that down. When I know what's going to happen to it, probably I'm the only one that's going to look at it, is what I'm thinking of, because it's afternoon. It was the first day, though, mind you. I will say that. And so I just put it all back in there, and I carried it downstairs, and I asked him, I said, how much for the whole box? And he looks through it, and he goes, $10. And I go, oh, okay. All right, sold. I'll take that. So, one item out of that box will pay for the whole box. That's where my head is. These 2 items were in there. They're listed. I listed them together because why not? Somebody is either going to use these for for what they were intended, or they're going to use them to make junk journaling or some kind of something. Some smart person, I would hope, will buy them and scan them into the computer, and then they will have all kinds of things. So what is cool about these is they have all of these little Christmas crafts, and they tell you how to do them, how to make them. And there's a lot of cool Christmas crafts out there that nobody knows, or crafts period, where they came from, because they came from something like this. Hi, Tina Lou. I'm interested in trying Whatnot, but I live in Ohio, where they have this stupid new law that we have to have an auctioneer's license for an auction style sales over a certain amount. Well, yep, you do. And you're not the only state that has that stupid license. And it's not a new license for you guys. It's been there for over a year in Ohio. And trust me, I know, because I did the research with somebody else who shall remain nameless, because that's how it is. And there's a lot of people in Ohio. You can't even do auctions on eBay without that license through Ohio. And there's actually 6 other states that have that law. Honestly, in my personal opinion, eBay and Whatnot and any other large platform sites that offer auctions should have a license, and then the people that are selling on them would be covered. And hopefully that's what will happen sooner or later. But for now, the only thing that I can tell you to do are 2 things: move or go get your license, or don't sell on. You can still sell on eBay, right? You just can't run auctions. Well, you can up to $10,000. I think that's what it is. I think that's the limit, $10,000. So you could sell on Whatnot, and you can sell on eBay, but you can't sell. You're capped at $10,000 unless you get. I know. I did that just for you, Amy. Unless you get that license, right? And there are other states. Now that I showed you guys this, I can put it in my. Needs to go down and get filed. Okay. Before I go through this box, just moved here, not moving. I thought it was 14,000. You could be right, but I don't think so. That's a nice way of me telling you that you're wrong. Because I know what it is, because I did hours and hours and hours of research on it, because I have quite a few, more than 2 hands, friends that live there. Ohio Department of Agriculture confirms auctioneer's licenses needed for anyone selling over 10,000. So there you go. And if anybody wants this information that may live there, I will put the link in here, and off you go to the races to figure it out. I believe, Don, the auction professor, did a big thing on it because he lives in Ohio. Oh, he recently moved. I don't know if he moved out of Ohio or where he moved to tell you the honest truth. However, I was under the impression that he was going to get his license too. It's quite an ordeal. It's like 10 or 11 straight days of, is he still in Ohio? Thanks, Courtney. It's like 10 or 11 straight days of 10-hour classes, and then you have to take a test, and it's money here, money there, everywhere. Hey, bit of his, and another 10, another 20, another 15. They're going to soak you nickel and dime. So if you're going to do it, do it. They're not. They will, but they're not. I did so much research because I love these people, and it's what I do. They don't have the funds to hire all the people that they need. Will they get the funds? I don't know. It's kind of like the IRS getting 800,000 new people and then not getting 800,000 new people. It's one of those things. So you take your chances, right? I would have to say that 95 don't make any enemies. That's hilarious. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is. Well, you could always do the auctions. Do you know anybody that don't listen to me? I'm just this is not advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a justice of the peace. I'm not an undertaker. Let's see what else. I'm not a physician. I'm not a mental health counselor, but I may need one or two. If you know somebody that lives in another state that you trust, like a family member, well, not all family members are trustworthy. You could just have everything deposited in a bank and use their address, blah, blah. No, not. I know he was. He's been looking for that for a very long time. But I will tell you this much. My house is cooler than yours is, Don. There. That's all I got to say. He never watches me. He doesn't have time. You could handle doing 9,000 in options a year with the regular selling, then wait till the next. Yeah, you could do that. Why not? What the heck? I mean, if you think about it, if you did there's 12 months in the year. If you did a certain amount of sales on whatnot a month and you kept your amount down to a certain level, say maybe you're going to bring whatever dollars worth of it is, then you could do that. You could sparse it out, right? If you wanted to do that. So it's not like you can't sell, Julie. You just have to keep it below $10,000. So why not? Why not go ahead and sign up and do some sales? Because that's not going to cost you anything. You keep it below $10,000, $9,999.99, and you're good, right? And live YouTube sales are auctions as well. They're only auctions if you are auctioning it. They're not auctions if you're doing it. I'm selling you this. It's $29.99 plus shipping. That is not an auction. Every state is different, and it can be by county and it can be by city. There's a list out there. Did I send you that list, Courtney? I sent it to a bunch of people. Where was that list? Let me see if I can find it real quick. It was estatesales.org, I think, has a list. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Apparently I didn't spell it. That's Nola. Oh, these guys have it. Let's see. Let's see where the list is. How to become finding a job. I just want the list. Courses about news. Oh, well, I will just put this link in here because you can pull up here. Let me, I'm just going to put this is the Western College of Auctioneering, where they are. I don't know, Alabama, but they have all the states. Okay. And you can just go, boom, you can click on it and it's going to tell you the laws for your state. Okay. So let me. There, but estatesales.org. Also, if you guys follow Anna Steiner, she has a list. And it's a free newsletter. And she talks about all the different platforms and things that are going on and all the news and all that kind of stuff. So Dawn, the auction professor, actually writes for her Auction Bites blog, how canceling an eBay auction can get sellers. So I think it was last month or the month before she actually posted. There's all kinds of good information in here, to tell you the honest truth, if you're selling online. All right. So check with your state and see what your rules are. I know there's a lot of people giving out a lot of, this doesn't even really have anything to do with ephemera, does it? Well, unless you're selling ephemera. I know there are a lot of people giving that are huge YouTube people in our community giving out a lot of bad advice about this. And I'm going to tell you, this is my opinion. You do what you feel comfortable doing. And you or me or anybody will have to deal with the repercussions or the not repercussions or whatever you choose to do. So that's all I'm going to say about that. And yeah. Hi, Muriel. How are you doing, girl? So there's the links are in the chat. If you're watching this at another time, pull up the chat and you will have the links there to all of the stuff that we just talked about and any other links that I may have dropped. Okay. They're there for you to look at. So before I go back to this box and show you some of the stuff, I want to tell you that I just got distracted by something flying in on my screen over there that I caught out of the corner of my eye. I just thought I'd put that out there so you guys don't think I'm completely, totally insane. Just 50%. And some days, 75%. And on Sundays, nobody should let me out of the house. But Sherry goes shopping with me. When you guys, somebody's making me offers like crazy on something. When you guys are on your hands and knees digging in boxes under tables, like I know you are because you follow me. Uh-oh, too late. Like I know you do because you listen to me in one ear, out the other, right? You will find stuff like this. Clark, see, this is my county, but the E is no longer there anymore. Abstract of title prepared by Clark County Abstract Company, Vancouver, Washington. Look at the phone number was 48. This is a title for property. I was trying to find a date on it. Wow, this is my property. My house was built in 1925. Nobody in a 2-block radius of my property has had their property surveyed and registered with the city or the county since 1910. Look at the font on here. Look at the font on the front of this. Oops, it's upside down. Sorry. This whole thing could be used as a junk journal, but I was going to look and see if I could find a date. This is the surveying. It's got the blueprint, maps, all of that. September 1st. Wow. 1865. Filed July 18th, 1883. by the president, Andrew Johnson. Arthur Quigley. Oh, wow. I know some Quigleys. See that date right there? These things are worth money. As a matter of fact, whoever owns this property right now would probably pay me a lot of money to have it, because I can bet you that there have been all kinds of fights over the property measurements and that kind of stuff. Because our courthouse burnt down, I can't remember when it was, and lost, a lot of stuff was lost. And then I have another one, all of Greeley's edition. So here's another one. It's got to be about the same age. Except, yep, same exact thing. I wonder if I recognize. What's funny to me is to see the prices and stuff that these don't pass by this stuff. Don't pass by old bank records, and you're not getting old check stubs and stuff like that. You're not getting them to get information. Nobody's going to get any information that they can use off of them. People buy them for the letterhead, for the banks that are gone, for junk journaling, just whatever. What is Jeremy, did you slip in here? How you doing, buddy? All right. Don't pass by this stuff ever, because this can be some big money, and not only just big money, but lost records that people will pay you for. I'll probably list these for a couple $100. I'm not even going to look I'm not even going to look. It's from 1800. I'm really not even going to look up any comps for the most part on those. And I don't look up a lot of comps on a lot of stuff. And they use them in the movies. Yes. And local museums will buy them to put, and I get grief from people tell me I should donate stuff to museums. I don't donate stuff to museums, because museums have curators who donate time and money to them. And if they want the items, then they can pay for them, or somebody else will get them. I'm really mean about that. I'm sorry. I'm not donating anything to a museum. I'll give them a box of nails if they need some nails to hang some stuff up with. I got a bunch of those. I'm just kidding. Oh, I'm going to get myself in trouble. Don't shoot me. I'm just the messenger. Okay. Let's look at some of the other stuff. I learned a lot about the daughter who I'm actually, oh, here's the recipe books that I listed. $8, $9, something like that. They were Scandinavian. This girl traveled, and I don't know if it was the lady herself or if it was the daughter, but from what I can tell, she went to Oregon State University, and between Oregon State University and Washington, one of the universities here in Washington, there was a lot of, hello, Miss Jenny. There was a lot of programs back in the 60s and the 70s. That's when she was going to school. And see if I can find. I filed this stuff very nicely. I have this one file that's got all the stuff on her. She was a student she went to Zurich, to Switzerland, June 26, 1972, and she had to have this pass. And she had to wear it and keep it with her. There was, right, go Cougs, I'm with you there. There was, this is one of the, see, I have this stuff in these envelopes, which this is a pass that she would have had. We recommend your immediate presentation at the passport. This is like a a boarding pass for one of the flights that she took. She kept a lot of this stuff. So I've pieced a lot of this stuff together, and I almost feel like I should work for ancestry.com because this is the stuff that I love. You learn it within probably 10 minutes of looking at the stuff on the shelf. I already knew a few things about her by finding this stuff. But there was a you and your passport, all of these vouchers from the travel agencies, like 1981 itinerary for Miss whoever to Scandinavia and Europe, and it's their whole itinerary. When my parents used to travel, they would get this too. You know, you'd have your whole itinerary would be printed out like this, and they folded up and give it to you in a nice little envelope and stuff like that. And my mom would get one and my dad would get one, and they'd leave one at home so that we knew where they were all the time. Just all of this, some of this stuff, I don't know how I'm going to sell. I may put it all together and just leave it, like all of this stuff. This is cool. Oh, I already listed the brochure, but this is bring your Volkswagen here, drive it in Europe, and bring it back home. We'll show you why, how, and how much. And it literally talks about select the model you want. You could get, oh, she selected a VW Camp Mobile. I would too. And why wouldn't you? And it was going to be $3,000. It's almost the most expensive. $3,000. See it circled there. $3,668.50. And then back here it tells you how much it's going to cost to get it delivered to wherever it is you're going to have it delivered. Pretty cool, if you ask me. And this, I have no idea how much this is worth. It is a menu. She traveled everywhere. She traveled over to Europe and she traveled to South America. This is from South America. It is La Paz Sheraton Hotel. It is the room service menu. And it's funny. I was looking at this with my son. I said, you can get a fillet of snook or sea bass. And I thought this is old. This is from the 60s. $82. That's what the room service was. Here it was. 2 hot dogs with sweet relish. $50. Do you see the point? The 50 dot with a slash after it. $50 for 2 hot dogs? Are you kidding me? You have some vintage cruise documents? Yes, you do. You do, because they are worth some money. Air, travel, gas, locomotives, anything like that is worth some money. So hopefully I'll get what I'm going to list for myself listed here. In the next week. But before I get to this other one I pulled out, let's talk about this real quick. And I found multiples of these as I was digging through. Here is a letter that was written in August 14th, 1967. It is on airmail paper, and it is in an airmail, and it's got the 25-cent Helvetia, Luxembourg stamps on them. This stuff sells. Costco's are cheaper, and you get a soda.
Nanny?
Yeah.
I got myself a couple meatballs to put back in my noodles because I wanted to try them with the noodles. But as I was eating one of the meatballs, it fell off my fork and it hit Puppers right on the snoot. And now he's stained fur.
Now you need to get a wet paper towel and wash his face, just like your nanny would wash your face. Thank you very much. All kinds of stuff going on. This is what happens. I made meatballs, spaghetti and meatballs for dinner. Anyway, that's life around here, you guys know. So this particular one doesn't have any letterhead on it. And then I found this one, which has basically a note she wrote to herself, but it is the letterhead of a hotel that I can almost guarantee you is no longer there. Somebody will want that. Then I found, I'll take it out of the, we're going to look these up together. This is La Paz Sheraton Hotel, which is that same place that menu was from. There's 4 of these, but it gets even better because then I found the letterhead that this is it's basically like an onion skin, which if you are into any of that kind of stuff, if you ever find reams of typing paper that's onion skin, that's worth quite a bit of money. This is worth money because it's letterhead, it's airmail. How much is it worth? I don't know. It's got to be worth at least $10. This is what there's probably nothing in here that isn't worth at least $9 or $10. And then this was pretty cool too. This is, I don't even know how to pronounce this, but it was from Rio. It was 1978 and it was 1:35 a.m. in the morning, January 1st. Wow. Leme Palace Hotel, Rio de Janeiro. And it's the letter, and this is also really thin airmail paper. So, sounds like Uncle Rye got home because there's laughter going on out there. 2 of them together are dangerous. The dog has been meatballed and probably on top of spaghetti all covered with cheese. Not only has he been meatballed, but he probably got to eat the meatball when the whole thing was over, right? All right, let's look this up. Let's look up okay, vintage, what I looked up, vintage airmail envelopes and hotel letterhead. $9.99 for this one from Germany. Unused. So do you scan that into list or take pictures? I won't scan this in. The handwritten letters I could scan in. I would put it in a they make specific folders for your scanner so that you can put stuff like that in. But more than likely I'll just take pictures of it because it'll take just as much time. You have 5 funeral home books and the embossed leather cover is really cool. Oh, I bet. You went to, hang on a second. What am I missing here? You went to La Paz, Mexico in the 70s, but not to hotel because a hurricane hit. Wow. Holy moly. Right? Hoteliana. So more than likely, what I'll do is I will sell each envelope separately and I'll put a piece of paper with it. So each envelope will get a piece of paper because the letterhead is the same to that. So just so that you know, even these aren't real. There's no way those are real. Made from varnished paper. Yeah, that's Etsy. I should have known better. Fool me once, Etsy. Here's one. Airmail, National Airmail Week, May 15th through the 21st, 1938, Lancaster, Pennsylvania. No, is that Lancaster, PA, Pennsylvania, right? It's not Philadelphia, PA, isn't that? Oh boy, that's sad. I should know. I am embarrassed. Pennsylvania. Ha ha ha. All right. Trying to make myself look stupid. They have a $25 on it, and they have a buy it now. Do they have a best offer? I do not see a best offer, so that's what they want on it. So there you go. And we could, so these are just John Joseph B. Hoffman, somebody that probably traveled a lot, and he had these made up for him. So don't pass by this stuff because it's all worn out and used, or it has somebody's name on it, because it does sell. People collect it. They will use it for numerous different things. Let's see what here's a whole grouping. Airmail envelopes, labels, Korea, Japan, Tokyo, Hilton. And looks like they're all unused. That's a nice lot. And these ones over here have unused stamps, which, well, the thing itself is 20. Let's see if there's a better picture here. Right there. The envelope, USPS 1978. So the envelope itself has 22 cents on it. And then he's got an 8-cent Eisenhower and 2 for 6 cents worth of Igor Stravinsky. 22. That's 36 cents worth of stamped money on there. You know, do you ship those first class so you can have tracking? I ship everything with tracking. And if people don't like that, they can go buy from somebody else. I absolutely do not. You can ship the eBay standard letter now. That's got tracking on it. And you have to follow their rules on it. So that's money right there. These are still usable. People buy these all the time for the stamps. They're not canceled and they're still usable. Okay, let's see. 2 vintage, the Embassy Row Hotel, Washington, D.C. I'm just showing you guys a few listed things, right? A lot of these hotels are gone. They're no longer there anymore. And for whatever reason, oh, I just seriously hate this when you can't. So here's an idea. Here's a huge lot of 200 airmail postal history covers. $35 they got on them. Every time you buy a box and it has stuff like this in it, sort through it, separate it out until you get a big bundle of stuff. Here we go. I have some of this out in the hallway, but Speed Lines Airmail, 40 sheets, made in the USA, 20 envelopes. It's a whole set. The whole shebang. That's pretty cool. Asking somebody bought it for $20. Not too shabby. So don't pass by this stuff, you guys. It may not be big money, but if you can get a box of stuff that has this stuff in it and you only pay, I figured, I did the math. I might have paid 1.04 cents for each piece of paper that was in there. So if you paid 1 cent for an item and you got $9 for that item, would you be happy with that? Did you triple your money? You bought 1 box of stuff for $10 at one sale. So it's not like you're traipsing around everywhere. You're going to sit down list and sort through it and everything, I figured that if I was trying to do the math on it the other day. I figured, I wrote it down somewhere too. Who knows where? It's on a Post-it note somewhere. That if I got $5 for a piece for everything that is in this, for each piece of paper that I have in here, that it would be close to $2,500 bring home then. Would you guys take $10 into $2,500? Traipsing around. So, especially, none of us are getting younger. Not a stinking one of us is getting any younger. And a lot of us do not have a lot of storage, right? Paper's a good thing, depending on. Hey, Kathy, how you doing? You're trolling. I love you too, girlfriend. Paper's a big thing. Whether they're saving it for a memory, okay, or whether they're going to use it for a scrapbook, or whether they're going to use it for research. Here's a research item. I love catalogs. Give me a vintage catalog any freaking day. I'm there. This is George Jensen. Courtney, still in here? Didn't you show George Jensen piece of somebody did here just recently? Jewelry. Amsterdam. That's where he's from. Somebody did here recently. He designed Copenhagen, Denmark. He designed all kinds of amazing jewelry. And somebody had a set of silverware that was George Jensen. Who the heck was that? George Jetson, you know it. Push that button. I love these things. This is amazing. These kind of things are amazing because there are not a lot of them out there anymore. People they didn't keep them. Why did they need to keep them? There's see, she went to all these places. Amsterdam and Sauer Jewelers presents Brazilian gems and jewelry. Did she get this in Amsterdam or did she get it in Brazil when she went to Brazil? Rio de Janeiro. So she probably got this one in Brazil. These guys traveled down there to get jewels. And it shows their designs and stuff. A lot of this stuff is lost for a lot of these designers. This one right here is amazing. It's not jewelry, but this is, I can't read it to you. It's Ulrichs. It's all in Danish. But I'll tell you what, anybody like to do rugs, latch hook, wool rugs? These are actually wool. It's wool latch hook in a different way. 15%. eBay fees, shipping materials, figure. I don't pay for that. I add that in. Like $5 in your pocket or more for 5 minutes of work. It's not big, but not big math. Yeah. This right here may seem minor to you. I will list this for $24. I will not get 24. I might, who knows? But I will because it's the designs in there. Here's Home Guard of Copenhagen. This is a glass. Clear glass. Anybody into clear glass? It's the style, it's the shape, all of that. This is for a glass company. This is the same company, glass. And it's all in Danish, but it's the same thing, right? This is a jewelry, another jewelry one. William B. Mateo, Master Goldsmith. Annie, hello. You're in Mazatlan. Did you totally get moved? Oh my gosh. Did you totally get clear glass? Still does sell. children's bracelets. Don't laugh at me on this one, because these would have been a few of the ones that I would have bought that I had in my stack that I was going to buy before I even. The Purina horse book, the Purina dairy book, the Purina commercial poultry program, the Purina hog book. These are, I don't know what they were dated. I just know that this kind of stuff, anything dairy, farming, that kind of stuff, I wonder how. Printed in the USA. I don't know what they're dated. I love these things. And a lot of it's still very up to date. The Purina Chow Saver bucket, because you know you need it. Stepped away. Do you list those under advertising? Sure do. Yep. You can list these under advertising. Oh, this is amazing. These last, this one I'll do right now. This is from my area. This is Welcome to the Home of Olympia Beer, which if anybody's gone north on I-5, you drive right by this because the freeway's right there. But it has the whole, it's no longer there. It's got all the history on it. Still selling glass from Noel's Barn. What are you talking about? Sherry said that she actually saw this pillow there and this gal in the house. I was like, dang it. So this is just, these are, if you guys ever see these long things, those are called bell pulls. Don't ask me why. Some of them do have bells on them, but I think they were hooked. This is my theory. I think they were hooked to a bell for a servant, and they would be near a chair and you would pull it and ring it. But just the designs, you don't, if this is what you're into, you don't need instructions. Okay, that's what got me. You don't need instructions. If you do this stuff on the daily, it's just like quilting and stuff like that. You know how to do it. You can look at a picture and you can replicate it. So Permian of Copenhagen. I don't know these. I don't know. I mean, look at this. These were all, I can't read it to you. It's in Deutsch. All these different designs that you could get, and they're just amazing. And this is from the 60s and the 70s, because that's when she went over there. So all of these different designs and styles, somebody could replicate those in a heartbeat. You're having a girls' trip this weekend and going to the annual antique festival in Round Top. Ooh. Can't drink the water in Mexico, so I'm all beer from now on. You go, girl. Todd will join you. Todd's all about the beer. You're not all moved, are you? Annie, I haven't talked to you in a while. I need to message you. We need to catch up. I'm gonna conservatively guess that what I showed you in this folder right here will make me a couple $100. Sabrina, Kat, Beth, and Kim are already there. Oh, really? Not next week, the weekend of the 14th through the 15th is the Junkin Flea Market in Salem. And Sherry and I are going to that. She already got her tickets, and she's a great secretary. Everybody needs a friend like her. She's like on it. I'm like, one less thing I have to do. All right. We kind of talked about those, so I'm not going to pull them out again. All of this stuff I'm going to repeat was in that box that I paid $10 for. The city walls of, I'm not even going to attempt it. Ireland would be my guess. Society of Friends of the Ancient and Historical. There's that word again. Dub Rovinick, 1971. Rosenberg Castle, the Cathedral of Roskilde. This was all over the place. I found all three of these. This is the Ancient Pula. I think this book right here is worth about 40 or 50 bucks. And then I found a map and another informational thing. So those will all go together. This right here, this is what drew me into the box. This thing right here. Federal Republic of Germany, Holidays by the Sea. Is that not cool? Do you not have a wrench? Todd doesn't have a wrench. What's going on here? All right. You got a wrench. Todd's going to, I may regret this. I'm going to give you a wrench, Todd. Anybody else? I got you busy, girl. Who else? Okay, I think I got those of you that, okay, so this is just cool. I don't know what it's worth. I'll probably list it. I kind of do very similar to Dawn. I just list all the similar things at a similar price, and it's buy it now with best offer. And you know, I will look certain things up. I'll look this one up. I think that that's worth some money. Federal Republic of Germany. This right here is worth some money. It is trains, planes, and automobiles, right? This is Braniff International Airport, Braniff International Travels. And it's got all the different, this is pretty cool, things. This right here is, I only knew what it was because it had the same thing on it. This has all the cocktails that you could order in first class. Where's Leroy? I don't know. If I have not seen him pop in tonight. That doesn't mean that he's not listening. This was really cool. She apparently stole this from the plane because why not? Emergency information. Pull that card out in front of you and walk through it with the. So it's got the DC 862. And then this is Braniff International from VIP Travel. So this had to do with her trip to her several trips down there. Ainsley, what's going on? This BCP is probably he's a lurker too. But if he's in here, he would have been talking to Todd. Wrenches are $100. That's hilarious. Hilarious. You get to learn stuff while you're going through things like this too, right? I learned a lot about her. I learned that she loved to travel. I learned that she went to Oregon State University. I learned the stuff that she liked. She obviously really liked the Danish culture because she had a lot of that in her house. And she collected maps. Some of these maps are worth some good money. Some of them are just worth $7 or $8, right? So this one right here is probably only worth a few bucks. But these are also, this is cool. Hydrofoil service, daytime crossing, Chilean tours, La Paz, Bolivia, guide to the city of Cusco. So this is map somewhere in here. And it literally looks like somebody hand drew it, which they probably did. All of this stuff, all the travel stuff, all the travel magazines. You can get all of these and you can put them together and you can make a bundle. This is really cool. This is a Santa Cruz area map for visitors published by Santa Cruz Area Chamber of Commerce. That's it. That's what you get. Did we look at the... She did have some... Ask Sherry about the furniture. Oh, and I already sold it, but I got this there. Did I tell you I sold this, Sherry? Let me look it up. Hang on a second. And I'll share. I know I'm not sharing right now. I literally sold this overnight. Why? Oh, it's telling me I don't want those. I want paid and shipped. I put a lot of time into this stupid thing. Couldn't find anything, but it was well worth it. And maybe I should have listed it for more than I did, but I'm happy with what I got for considering I only paid $1 for it. And it sold before it hit my sale. So I got exactly what I asked for it. This is a Union Pacific Railroad 30-year service lapel pin, 1/10 of 10-karat gold filled, 3 sapphires, and it's scarce. And why is it scarce? Because the only other one I saw out there that had sapphires on it was on some weird random vlog that came up in Google, and her husband had been just gotten this. Most of the 3-year pins either had diamonds or they had sapphires in them. And I saw one year. Well, it's not 1 year. Each, it doesn't matter whether it's diamonds, sapphires, rubies, whatever. Each gem is a decade, is 10 years. So that's why I put scarce there. I didn't want to put rare there because I have no clue. That's, yeah, were there Danish modern brochures? Not in that one. There weren't. So this was on a blazer in the closet. That's where I found it. And I stuck it in my pocket. Uh-oh. I don't know what I just did there. That was weird. Almost lost you guys. So you have to look everywhere, you guys. I even look in the pockets because sometimes there's cool papers or jewelry or stuff like that. If I find stuff like that, I usually stick it in my pocket. And when I go to pay, I just take the stuff out of my pocket and then I usually put it right back in. So I think that her husband worked for the railroad because you guys, the stuff that I get, I wonder to myself, do other people even look? Is it me? Am I the one that buys the weird stuff? Is it me, you guys? Tell me. Because let's see if I can find active. I don't want that. Let's see if I can find these other things. I've listed quite a bit of stuff. No, it's not just me. Okay. Because I get some strange stuff like Sherry found me this. It's plastic, but it doesn't matter. I'll be listing this soon to come. Probably another $45. It actually has some in there. Yep. All right. This is, I want you guys to tell me if you would have picked this up. Let me see if it's already down. Let's see what I have to do to get it to come up. Oh, I have to spell it right. That's one thing. that's all I saw. There was a box that had 6 of these, 5 available, and two or three from the Canadian crew pack. I was like, okay, well, I had already found the pin. So then I turned it over. Louisville, Kentucky. I was like, all right. And I turned it over and I started looking at the paperwork. Union Pacific Railroad highway grade crossing accident report. Every time they get on the train to work, they were given one of these packs, and it had all of this different stuff: Band-Aid, pink tag to tie on your toe when you die. I don't know what the pink tag's for. It's something that needs maintenance. Sherry got all the vintage glass. All of these little things, that a little roll of toilet paper, anything that you may need. Yep. There were a few others listed, but you know what? There you go. So don't discount the little stuff. This kind of stuff people love. It's got, I mean, there could be somebody out there that want it for the toilet paper. Who knows? It's a good thing to have in your car. It's got wipes and all kinds of the little, yep, I know what you're talking about. Trial roll of the vintage toilet paper. I used to pick those up. Gwen has my oh my gosh, that's hilarious. I used to pick those up every time I'd see them at the estate sales, little Charmin rolls, and I tell my kids, here, you want this? Put this in your car, put this in your car. They look at me like I was weird. You may not need it for toilet paper, you may need it for something else, but it's a good little thing to have in your glove compartment. Anyway, back to the maps. I have a bunch of maps listed. They're slow sellers. They sell. But what made me decide to buy the box was I'll let you lucky people. There's only a few things in here left that I'm listing. Here's that hydrofoil. Here's another one of those. South American Tours, Scandinavian Airlines, Yugoslavia. This whole thing goes together. This is personalized itinerary for Mr. and Mrs. Schmidt and Mrs. Clifton. And this thing has been dittoed. This is so old, it's ditto. It's that slick ditto material. And I think it's all about this because I have it in here with that Rome. So there's others of these out there. I looked up a few of these real quick. It's real easy to do that. This is some postcards. This is probably about 15, 16 bucks, not worth too much. If nothing else, some movie will probably buy it for authentic old stuff. That's true too. And then there's more of the books. French language guide. This is this isn't worth a lot, but somebody will buy it and use the pictures and stuff and the pages for a junk journal. So depending on what your level is that you've gotten yourself to, or will you list stuff that sells under, I don't like to list anything for under $9.99. So if it's selling for $9.99, I'm going to list it for $15.99. It's going to hit a sale, or somebody's going to make me a best offer, or I am surprised that a lot of stuff sells at what I listed it at. What are you doing? Hey, Greg, how are you? Northwestern tour books. There's a lot of stuff that has changed in our world, right? There's a lot of parks gone. There's a lot of hotels gone. There's a lot of stuff in here that has changed, especially here because of Mount St. Helens. There's a lot of people that want the topographical and geographical maps of the Mount St. Helens area, which is my area before the Mountain Blue. I've sold 2 maps, topographical maps from the 1960s, $140. I got them in a box like this, only that box was free. Here's one on Chile. Speaking of topographical maps, here's 2. This one is Pacific Crest National Scenic Trail. I forget what date that one was. And this one is similar to the one I sold for. This is, I thought I folded it with the date out so that I could see it. Some of these are a dime a dozen because you could get them for free. This is Mount Jefferson, Oregon, Geological Survey. And I could have sworn 1961. There's a lot of things that have changed. There's a lot of things that haven't changed. There have been a lot of forest fires. There have been a lot of stuff bought up that is no longer forest land, stuff like that. So people love to have these. And if they're not going to buy them for that, all right. Yep, this is the last one. Then maybe they're going to buy them for junk journaling or whatever. These are all, this is Europe. This is about a $15 map. And then these, right? You hit a hoarder sale today and 1K on your IG. Woohoo! Oh, Greg, I was thinking about you earlier today when I was taking pictures of the magazines because the ads were cracking me up like crazy on these early 1930s and 50s ads. If you guys don't know Greg, are you blue? You are. Drop your IG in there if you feel like it, Greg. He sells a lot of ads. So print ads is what they're called. So it would be you take an ad out of the I literally went through 3 magazines today and I made 2. Did you guys know that athlete's foot was a thing back then too? Because there's like ads in all the magazines for athlete's foot. It was a, see that down on the bottom? It was a ting. That's the name of the medicine for that one. No, I don't. No, I haven't talked about shipping tips, but I will. These print ads, I was going to put these on the computer and pull them up and show you. Delightful Florida weather. This is funny. It's about underwear. There's really too much of a glare for you to see it, to fit like it. Here's another athlete's foot medicine. This is what the well-dressed man looked like back in the 1930s. That's right. Hobby Jacks. Here's another athlete's foot. This is all in one magazine, you guys. Now relief from the #1 skin disease. RC Cola. Look at that swimsuit. The car hires root beer. They would have done better if they'd have had some vanilla ice cream in there. This is funny. Taxes and your telephone. Is it Bell telephone system? Yeah. Taxes, $2.70 per month per telephone. I haven't been on. What's Marie doing? Oh, this is funny. This is for Hanes underwear, and apparently you got more than you bargained for. But my favorite of all the ads was this one for Jansen fabric, Jansen swimsuits. Isn't that gorgeous? So if your magazine is tortured, don't list it for as high. Or take the print ads out and sell them separately, because you can get some really good money for them. You will be seeing those coming to Instagram sooner or later. I'm going to see. I bought, here's some ephemera. I bought 25 of these. They're tiny. You would get them when you traveled, and they would come in this glassine envelope, which is like what stamps would be in. And it is a, what do they call it? There's several different companies that made them, but it is a water-based, like you would use water to get it onto your, whether you put it on your luggage or whatnot. Anyway, most people are selling them for $4, $5, $6, and I listed all of mine high. I've already sold a couple. Somebody just offered me $20 for that one. So when I say I listed them all for $29.99, this one's on sale for $23.99. Somebody just offered me $20 for it. I paid $1 for 23 of them. So you guys tell me, should I accept that offer? What do you think? I made one listing. And I made 23 copies, and all I changed were the pictures, the title. That's all I had to do. The pictures and the titles. I'll make more on that than most people will make on a video game. That's what I like to teach you guys. I like to teach you guys things that you can find that you know about, but maybe you don't, that you can make just as much, if not more money than a lot of the other things. What do you have to do with something like that? It's tiny. It literally isn't, it isn't even this big. Do you have to take measurements? Sure. I put measurements for everything, on everything. I put them in the pictures. It's called a ruler, and it's 2 photos. So I literally sat here at my desk, and I took all of these pictures on my desktop. Isn't that a beautiful black background? And you see that photo? There's 1, 2, 3, 4 photos. That's it. That's what you get. I sat right here and just took the pictures. Nothing exciting. I don't use photo room. I don't use white backgrounds, and I won't, and you can't make me. Hey, Kristen, how are you? Oh my gosh, I have something so funny. I was going to send it to you in messages. You missed it. I didn't even talk about it because I didn't see it. I took pictures of magazines today, and I took this picture. Where are you? Is that it? Nope. I did. Here it is. I'm sending you this. This is a nutty squirrel, and it was from the 19-something, 30-something, or 50-something Boy Scouts magazine. It shows you how to make a squirrel out of 2 nuts and some chenille. Yeah, I'm sending you that. It's hilarious. A good Cub Scout pack project is made from 2 black walnuts. The head is filed as shown at A. The fur is trimming that can be obtained at most hobby shops. Just got a dozen and modern Priscilla magazines, all in great condition. Oh, heck yeah. Yeah, heck yeah. Nettie Squirrel was your stage name. Todd, that's hilarious. Anyway, this little guy's worth making. Don't you think he's kind of cute? You could make it an owl too. His face kind of looks like an owl. I'm dying here. Kristen's new mascot. Maybe Dren and I will actually have to make you a couple of. We will have to make a couple. I have a walnut tree in my backyard, so there's walnuts. There's walnuts on the ground out back. Your new merch. That would be hilarious. Anyway, did Michelle pop in and I missed her? Hi, Michelle. So maps. Maps can be some really good money, and especially anything California. We got California, we got gas, oil and gas. The only thing that this is missing is Route 66 somewhere. I mean, Route 66 is probably in there somewhere. But if you didn't know that, California and Route 66, we got East Bay, Oakland. I got 3 of these ones. North Bay counties. I already went through and separated them by state because I'm that sick. San Mateo County, Palo Alto. So when I list these, they will go in the top drawer of my filing cabinet down in my storage. And I already have everything. I already have files A through Z for maps. So you want to see those. I'm not getting into any of this. I'll really get. And then British Columbia, because they went to Canada too, because why wouldn't you when you live this close to it, right? So all of that, Utah, these ones were never used. Nevada, we got the little dancing girl. That's hilarious. That looks more, that's Hawaiian. Look at that. She's got a Hawaiian skirt on. She even has the little Hawaiian thing around her. That should be for Hawaii. Anyway, you guys, that's what you can get for $10 in a box. I'm going to challenge Kristen to start doing some ephemera because she lives in a tiny home. And you don't have to take measurements. It's not breakable. Now, how am I going to ship one of those? Well, the maps, I'm going to put, everything gets put in plastic. Everything gets sealed, period. Oh, yeah, you guys, order, if you have a store and you're selling on eBay, you need to order your stuff. Because, let's see, tomorrow's the 31st. Tomorrow's the last day to order your supplies that you get free. Going to talk to them about that at a Zoom call with eBay this week. Was quite interesting, actually. 3 other sellers, and I'll tell you about that another time. You need help on large rolled maps. Do you have any research recommendation sites? Just Google. Are they like the rolled maps like they would pull down in school? You know how they had the big maps that would roll down at school? Is that what you're talking about? Let me know. I'll look it up. We'll see if we can find something on them. I think I found something, so let me know. So don't forget to order your eBay store supplies. So how am I gonna ship things? Well, how am I going to ship this little sticker? It's pretty flimsy, right? I am going to take cardboard. We're going to pretend this is cardboard. I'm going to put this, it's in plastic already, so I'm not going to put it in more plastic. I'm going to put it in the cardboard. I'm going to tape around, and then I'm going to put that piece of cardboard in a bubble mailer, and that's how I'm going to mail this. A magazine, I don't board and bag all my magazines. They all get bagged, but I don't board them. And here's why I don't board them. Because this big magazine that I'm going to ship, it's bagged. It's going to go in I'm going to take a flat box, probably a 10 by 8 by 6. And I'm going to slide this into that box. I'm going to tape, and then I'm going to put this in a regular poly mailer, and off it's going to go. That's how this is going to get shipped. You cannot, and I know the majority of you know this, you cannot ship these media mail. This has to go priority. It's a magazine. It has advertisement in it. 6-piece world map, each one about 4 feet by 6 feet, has USSR, can't remember. Really? Oh yeah, I got a lot of pictures out of this. As a matter of fact, the ones I were showing you were out of this magazine. Or just send them to me in a message. And it's a world map, you said, right? World map. 6-piece. Oh, I guess I could share this. We can all suffer through this together, right? World and U.S. beginner political 3-wall map combo, Rand McNally. Is it something similar to this? You'll go get it right now. Just look and see for fun. Something like this, $149 they're doing for this get up. That's what do we got in here? 64 by 52. Vintage. Oh, that's wallpaper. We don't need that. I also use rigid mailers. They work great. I'll use rigid mailers as a matter of fact, I'll use rigid mailers, but I'm not going to use a rigid mailer for something like this. The rigid mailers are expensive. I save all the, on my shipping desk, I have 2 totes. This one has bubble bags that I get from a friend. And this one over here has any extra wrapping paper that I get from people, like bubble wrap and that kind of stuff. And right in between is a small box, and all of my cardboard that I have to cut off if I Frankenbox or something like that, that all goes in there, and it's free. So if I have a piece of cardboard that one of those will fit in, that's where it goes. And I use them all the time. And it is cheaper to use those and my free poly mailers. Bye, Glenn. Have a great day tomorrow and a wonderful weekend. But yep, I do. I used to have an anchor store, so I got like $150 every quarter. And then my son Justin had a store, and so he got $50. So I was getting $200. Bye, Muriel. Have a great weekend. I hope you go out and find some cool things. So I stocked up on a lot of stuff, the things that were expensive that I didn't want to be, that I'm too cheap to buy. I stocked up on the record mailers, and I will use those actually on some of these bigger things. I will use the record mailers. I have a magazine that I got a bunch of. They're called The Attitude, and it's a music magazine, and they're big. And so I will use the record mailers for those because those are expensive. And I got like 3 boxes of them at one point in time, and I still have 1 or 2 boxes full that I haven't touched. So the record mailers are good for that, but it actually says Union of Soviet Socialist. Let me copy this. Union, it's not going to let me. Union. Okay. Let's do this. That's funny. 6 vintage original map, Soviet Union map, world wall, large 1980s political Moscow. Let's see what size. One is 43 by 68. So these aren't rolled. That's a good starting point right there. Maps of the USSR. I'll bet money that if they're rolled, that they were used in a college or a high school or something. But if you guys ever see these, anything like this, the rolled stuff, any of these kind of things, the vintage old, like, okay, so I'm going to be 56 in a couple of weeks or a month, something like that. These things sell. This is what we had in our schools, right? They sell for really good money. So those maps, I don't know, wall map, here we go. That's one piece, but that's not rolled. Well, interesting. 144 for that one. Vintage school map of the world. Soviet Union map. That's a framed map, so that's a no. So that's what I would just do exactly vintage rarity school map. Here you go. That's pretty cool. And they're using this one. Share. I'm going to put the link to that in the chat. To that particular listing. Okay. So that if you want to come back and look at it, you can. That's pretty good. $415. Vintage rarity school map, Soviet USSR wall hanging roll textbook. So you could use this listing as your listing. Don't do this, you guys. See how they have NA and all of this? Do not do that. Leave it blank. This person was lazy. They didn't want to put any of this stuff in, but they went through and put NA and all of that. That's one of the worst things that you can do for your item specifics. Leave it blank. Just leave it blank. Yeah, I know they're rolled, as in rolled, like this one is rolled too. See how it's on the things, and you can hang it and they're rolled. Or are they just rolled as in, are they cloth? Are they paper? Okay. You know what? Hang on a second here. Use the Instagram app. It's not gonna let. That's so not right. All right. I was gonna bring it up so everybody could see it, but it won't let you bring it up on the. Oh wow. All right, you guys, hang on. I'll show you this. I had to screenshot it because a lot of the photos in Instagram will disappear. So that's what she's talking about. Is that your grandson? Who's sitting there holding? Is that you? Can't be you. You're taking the picture. All right, I will check into this and help you. But yeah, I think this probably actually at one point in time did hang on something similar to that. So I would totally borrow one of these collectibles and arts, animation and art, animation merchandise, other what was this? I don't know why they used that. Who am I? I don't know what home and garden, home decor. Oh my gosh. Wow, people are all over the place on their categories. Huh. Anyway, you guys can't see that, but that's all right. Not rolled like in civics class, paper rolled in a tube. Okay. All right. It's your sister. Hello to your sister. All right, you guys. The amount of ephemera that you throw away every day that people actually save, especially the people that are doing junk journaling. This right here. This is amazing. Did I buy this for the egg slicer? Yes. What else did I buy it for? For the packaging. Because that's amazing. This would be a movie prop, or maybe somebody had one of these when they were a kid and they want it. So look at your things differently. How about this? I bought this for the packaging. You don't really think that the laces, this is about a $15 item. This is also a movie prop or something like that. Somebody that's got a vintage store or a vintage shoe store or something. You guys would be amazed. Hi, Barbara. It's amazing. It never ceases to amaze me, I should say, the things that people collect. And I could just go right over here and just grab I know everybody knows about this, about cards, right? This lady, same house. Totally forgot about these because I stuck them. I saw these in the ad, and I was surprised that they were still there. And I'll tell you why they were still there. She made these cards. She took vintage cards and she cut them out and she put them on another card and she put them on this white paper stock. Well, they may not have who they were made by anymore. This one's adorable. But as I was going through here and trying to figure out what the heck these were, guess what I came upon? Betsy Johnson. So these are something, this one's amazing. What did I pay for this? $1 for all of them. if you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know. And sometimes it's just, I thought there was a Holly Hobby in here too. There was a specific one that was truly Holly Hobby. You guys be careful in using, maybe not, in using Holly Hobby, because if you use Holly Hobby and it's not Holly Hobby, Current, I think it's Current. Whoever it is that owns them, they'll come after you with a vengeance, just like Velcro and those guys. So do not use Holly Hobby if you don't have Holly Hobby. All right. Look the map up with the wording that Jeremy used. What did you put in there, Jeremy? Oh, military maps. Highly detailed military cartography map. Okay. No, I'm not sharing yet. Well, I want to show you guys one more thing that I got there. That is Ephemera. Don't let me forget. And I need to share. All right. Images. Well, there you go. This might be a realm for authentic Soviet Army military topographic top secret map. This is not top secret anymore, you guys. It's on the internet. Can't believe That's hilarious. It's a defense mapping agency cartography map. The one that I showed. Defense. I wish I could copy what you're saying. This is why I need 3 screens, you guys. No, oh, I put that in eBay. Well, it may be here in eBay, but let's go back. I don't need that. Let's go back over here. I'm having my images. There you go. Dun, dun, dun. And then you put your Soviet stuff in there. Topography too, but look at this. So there you go. Use those 2 words, topography and cartography, and I think you'll find it. Those are really cool. I wouldn't sell them for less than 150 a piece. That's just my personal opinion. All right. The last thing I'm going to show you, and I did a deep dive research-wise into this, and you guys tell me if you've ever seen one. There's some out there. The ones that I'm seeing out there. If I can do this without breaking something, are not old like this. They're people redoing them because it's become something that's quite interesting. This is a basket. It is a vintage Christmas card greeting basket, but this one's even better than that because they literally took old photos, old family photos, and they put them in here too. But this is all hand crocheted, and each one of these panels has been covered in clear celluloid. They even look at that picture with the chairs. That was the inside of the house, but while I was studying it, this picture right here is from the 1920s, and this is hilarious. This picture right here is mom and one boy. Notice the fence and the house. This picture right here is the other half of that picture, and it's dad and the other boy. I think that's hilarious. So I'm assuming that mom would be over here because both of the kids are sitting on the corner post of the walkway. So they cut it off, right? Mom and dad were standing right next to each other. See that? And then it has vintage Christmas cards. And it has these handles. Whose IG do you want? Mine? So, she pickers. She pickers IG is, I'm not sharing in my. Is it okay if I give them your Instagram? Lori. It is just She Picker on Instagram. SHE space PICKER. Just like that on Instagram. And the picture is cowboy boots. Jeremy is not doing it wrong on Instagram. He's Vintage Rescue. Isn't that right? Vintage Rescue. Holy moly. Saw one of those not too long ago on a sale, but wasn't covered. So, like I said, I did some research on it because the ones that I was seeing listed were it's kind of funny to me. Oh, I spelled that wrong. Vintage. Let's see if we can get this. All right. In my opinion, for whatever that matters, they are selling these for way too cheap. This is an older one. And I believe that this one has celluloid on it too. And I think that $18 is way too cheap. Now, at one point in time, there was several companies that made kits. This one right here, $7, is a steel. This one, you can see it has the plastic on it. Look at the detail on the crochet. Look at the cards. $7. Are you kidding me? I'm like so tempted to buy this because that is a ridiculous price. Do you guys, even if you don't have any experience in crocheting and doing kind of stuff, do you have no concept of what a pain this thinking of you? Okay. Amy, go buy that. I'm horrible. These are newer. And when I say newer, they're vintage cards, but somebody did these recently and they're not as well done. They're not as dainty. Is it pretty? It is. You can just tell picture collage. These are made with yarn rather than embroidery floss. That's a difference too. They're gorgeous for sure, but look at this one's new. Is it made with vintage cards? I don't know. I don't think those are super vintage. I mean, they're probably 20 years old for sure, but but guess what? This one right here is what I base. Oh, hey. Oh, hey, looky there. handmade crochet Christmas greeting card basket, 1950s to 60s, clear celluloid vintage. There you go. You can see it even better. These people had money. Look at that house. Look at those bikes. I'd like to have some of those Christmas decorations they got hanging there on there. That could be piping used in furniture. It does look like the Victorian lampshades. And I never saw anybody else's. You could be right. I never saw anybody else's have this hand on it. Now, what a lot of these people use these baskets for was they were receiving baskets to put cards in. So here you have something that is ephemera, a card that they took a clear plastic. So the reason why I dated mine on 1950s, 1960s is because 1950s, 60s, that era is about when clear celluloid and sheets of it and stuff like that came out. They were trying to make these waterproof. There's the mom and the son. And there's the dad and the son. I just love that. This basket tells a story. I don't know the names of the people in here. Looks like there was ink or something spilled there, but you know, this card right here, that's the inside of it. And that card is actually quite a well sought after Christmas card. That's the bottom inside of the basket. That's the outside of the basket, the bottom. And for some reason, the bottom part does not have celluloid on it. I don't know why, but anyway, there you go. That's what I did. That's my little handmade crochet Christmas greeting card basket. This basket has vintage photographs from the early 1900s as well as Christmas cards from the 40s. However, I believe it was actually made in the 50s or 60s due to the fact that the cards have been secured. Uh-oh, got a misspelled word there, or waterproofed with clear celluloid sheets. Anyway, there's some really cool ones. But the older ones will not have yarn. That's yarn. I can tell from here. These ones, the older ones like mine are tiny. That's yarn. That's some thread too. So, and some of the kits had hard wire. They would literally had, I wonder, they literally had wire frames that they made these to. You bought what? What did you buy? Oh, you bought it? You bought the little tiny one? I was having a hard time not buying it myself. I think that little one is worth a lot more money than vintage. Let's see if I can find. Let's see if I can find this vlog. You guys, I'm horrible. I don't want paper in there. And I want. Let's see if I can find this vlog to show you guys. That's not her. Trying to remember what I didn't save it. Oh, this is it. Open up. Open. Why are you not working for me? quest for, oh, there we go. All right. This lady did like, she's writing a book on baskets, and she's from Australia, New Zealand, somewhere like this. This basket itself had a wire form and it was wrapped. Anyway, she talks about, it's a whole long thing and she goes into all of it. That's where I got all the information that I got from it. And then if you click here, this is why, as far as I'm concerned, that one that you just got, Lori, is very similar to this one that her aunt made for her. And she said it tells a story. As a matter of fact, let me just put this in here for you guys. I think that's easier than putting it. Okay, so she talks about the, you know, how her aunt chose the specific cards to make this for her, and she always thought it was interesting, but she met some people that really did deep dives down into collecting, and she went and visited them. So that's where I was last night, and that's why I priced that so high. And that is also why I think that some of the older ones people just don't know, because a lot of people don't go and do deep dives into stuff like that I do, if that makes sense. So not piping, but trim. Piping is covered. Yeah, that's all right. So keep your eyes open for these things, you guys. And if you have the time, go read that vlog. It's not super long, but it was very interesting and I learned a lot. And if you retain things well, then you're going to look at these things a little differently, but you'll know that, like this one right here, look, that's not crocheted. That's like plastic. And you know, it's like the plastic, like what were you saying, busy girl? Trim that was wrapped on this one, but still you can see the shiny there. They would use plastic, they would use celluloid, clear celluloid sheets, and men's shirts would come in a box with that clear plastic over it and stuff like that. They would use that stuff. They did all kinds of stuff. Really cool. Yeah, and Girl Scouts, you may very well have made something like that in Girl Scouts. And so, you know, I mean, and just the fact that the one that I have has all the family, I mean, whoever made that specifically for that family, and it is cool. And so I priced it high because it's in my eyes, that's what it's worth. Will it sell for that? Who knows? We'll find out. I paid $1 for it. I can tell you that. Anyway, so all right. Hopefully I shared something with you guys, and next time you see a big box of papers, dig through it, see what's in there, and then decide, should I buy this and take it home and take a chance if you can get it for a decent price? Heck yeah. Lots of times, especially on the last day of an estate sale, if you see stuff like that, it would not surprise me. I got a lot of that stuff free. If Annie's still in here, she'll tell you they didn't get it. They did not get the price they wanted. They're going to have to throw it away or donate it or haul it away. So when you get down to the last day and you have stuff like that, they have to get rid of it. I will get to it first next time. You probably will. All those little golden books that are tortured, missing the back cover, missing part of the front cover, page torn here. People use those for junk journaling. And when they're torn and tortured, I like to use that word like that, you can sell them in a lot because people will buy them. Katie Reed's I feel like I just sent her a whole collection of Mickey Mouse. It was a whole collection of Mickey Mouse they were old. There wasn't really anything wrong with it, but Katie reads. Can somebody drop her link for me? Marie, would you be so kind as to do that if you have time? Katie Reed sells on Etsy, but she makes the coolest journals, and she uses VHS tape covers. And if you have a specific VHS movie that you like and you have the cover, you can send it to her and she will make you a journal. She makes the coolest freaking journals, and she will make the journal and she will use the spine to make you a bookmark. Go check her out. She's amazing. And she's a nice person too. All right, you guys, have a great weekend. Sherry and I are going on a 3-hour tour tomorrow. I'll tell you about it another time. Bye.